Hello. How is everyone today? Welcome to the replayers. Because no one's in quite yet. It always feels like you've got this nice conference room or this nice room and you come up, unlock the door, you go in and you sit down and you wait for people to arrive. It'd be nice if we could open the door, let everybody come in, take a seat, and then I can come in and go, hey, how is everybody? And come in 5 minutes later. Hi Cheryl, how are you doing? Right, well I'm gonna jazz up the show for Monday. I've changed my cameras around and we've moved where the cat is. Look. I've put the cat down there. Over there. Look. So she doesn't stand on my keyboard all the time. Because that's what she does. She stands on my keyboard all the time. So I've put the webcam on the arm of the mic. So it's not... Yeah. So it's much better. So we're going to have chat cam where I bring the cat in and I have the conversation, and we're going to have the show cam. So we'll know the difference between when it's part of the show, part of the meditation, and part of the chat. So on that note, let's see who's here. Can I put it over here to see? Yes. We have Cheryl here. We have Dennis here. How are you doing? Good morning from Debbie in America. Oh, Dennis, Debbie. I guess that's two people. I'm not the sharpest. Good morning, Victoria. Good evening, Annette. I can't remember where Babes is. Hi, Samina. Hi, Debs. And Glennis. Hi, how are you? Hi, Clint. Nice to see you here again. So yeah, if you're here and you're lurking around, say hi. Don't be shy. I always say I'm the one on camera. I'm the one that's going to say something real dumbass. So we can't go through life without making mistakes, right? That's part of the fun of it. So yeah. She's actually enjoying. That's actually Bounty's old bed. We managed to find it. She's loving it. So, yes. Nice and peaceful. She's not standing on my keyboard, which is really handy. Today we're going to listen. And the reason why I love this meditation is because Junpo, one of my teachers, was the one that brought this to me more than anything else by the koan, is it possible to purely listen? And I do it a lot. It's my favorite go-to meditation. Whenever I struggle with meditation, this is the one I go to. And what's the instruction? Sit and listen. And for weeks and weeks, I used to go on a Zoom call with Junpo, with a group of us. And I used to say to him every week, well, I'm not sure if I'm doing my meditation right. I'm not sure if I'm getting it. I'm not sure if it's working. I'm not sure of all these other things. And he'd just look at me and go, sit down and shut up. Sit down and shut up. I was like, yeah, but when you say sit down and shut up, do I really shut up? Or do I say shut up in my head? Do I just sit down and listen? Listen. And that's what we're going to do today, just listen. And as we listen, the thing is, there's an external world and an internal world. And it's about seeing the difference between them. It's about recognizing the difference, becoming aware of the differences. Now then, we think they're all combined and we think it's all part of each other, but it's really not. A sound happens out there, yeah, we know. But really, the interpretation and you hear it within. And then we open our filters and we open up we become more compassionate, more loving. Compassionate. We have more compassion. We're more loving, more open, more understanding. We can only be understanding if we hear, right? If we hear everything. You know, you're not very understanding if you're only hearing half the argument. You're only hearing half the sounds. And that's the problem. That's what we do. So this is why this meditation is a great awakening meditation. To just sit back and observe and listen. And of course, it helps to ground you. It helps to relax and helps to bring you to the present moment. And it helps you to be less judgmental. It really does. So we've got a couple more minutes before we start. So yeah, how is your weekend going, everybody? Is everybody... I'm guessing everybody's in lockdown at the moment still. Have we got any key workers here? If you're a key worker, what do you do? You know, my carers are key workers. They come in and it's just weird at the moment, isn't it? It's weird because it's starting to feel normal. Does that make sense? I'm not waking up in the morning and thinking, oh, this is weird. I'm waking up in the morning and going, it's normal. Anybody else have that feeling? So yeah, we need those reminders that this is everything but normal. And I see the conspiracy theorists and going right with everything. They get one little bit of information and they make it into something it really isn't. So yeah, interesting times we're living in, it really is. And I think this is why meditations like this, just opening our awareness to the reality of what's going on, as opposed to going down channels of ignorance and opinions and beliefs, instead of like being on that high horse and going, you know, this is the way it is and I'm right and they're wrong. And it's about bringing in more and more information. And we do that by opening our awareness. And that's what genuine meditation is all about. And it says, no, I'm tired of it. I get that. I get that as well. You hit it on the head. Thank you. Not sure why I hit on the head, but no violence here. Hi Andeng on Andeng, I think that's it, on Periscope, Twitter. I live every day on YouTube, Periscope, and Twitter and Facebook. So yeah. Talking about hitting on the head. I got my hammer. I got my bowl. And we'll make a start. It's 1 minute past. Worried about our children, to be honest. Yeah. Well, children are more resilient than the adults. Children will bounce back. Children will adapt. Children will. Children essentially will be okay. Older teenagers, I think they'll struggle a little bit because they're starting to get stuck in their ways. They're building their paradigms and they don't want to change them. So, I don't know, can you all hear what sounds like a dentist drill? If you can, I think next door's either set up as a part-time dentist or he's doing his kitchen or something. But yeah, essentially, if you hear that, that's what that noise is. Be okay with it. Right, we're going to make a start. And I invite you to make yourself comfortable. To Just take a little bit of time, there's no rush. Settle in. You could take a deep breath and put your arms above your head. And as you lower them down either side of you, just settle into a comfortable place. Put your arms down on your thighs. And we move our awareness to our breath. And to the breath going in through your nose, the air going in through. As it expands your chest and goes deep into your gut and your belly. And as you breathe out, your belly goes in and your chest goes down. And it's just like a release and a let go. Notice the way the breath and your body knows exactly how to breathe. You don't have to change anything. And as we become aware of this moment, just bring your awareness to what you can hear. And don't judge it, just allow the sounds to come up. Allow them to flow through you. There's some music in the background. There's my voice coming and going. Every moment is a new sound. You might be able to hear things in the background, outside perhaps, or in your house. Bring your awareness to some things that you couldn't hear before. And it's not to judge them or not to have an opinion on them. It's just to allow them to come and go as sounds. That's all they are, is sounds. So if you can have your awareness of I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out, and I can hear sounds. This is very often what they mean by no thinking, where really thinking is story and thought and going into something about the past or the future. Just been in this moment and been aware of this moment, been aware of the sound, been aware of my voice, aware of the music in the background, been aware of your breath. That's not thinking. That's mindfulness, that's being present. You make all that awareness. It really doesn't matter what you call it. What's important is that you're just aware of the sounds and the breathing, and you're not judging it. You're not, I like that sound or I dislike that one. It's just sounds. Notice the way the sound doesn't arise out there. The sound arises within you. We very often get triggered by sounds that we don't like or we don't favour. We cling on to sounds that we desire, and we completely filter out sounds that have no emotional impact on us. We normally don't hear things after a while. Like you might get on a train and you hear the train on the tracks. Then after a little time you no longer hear that. The mind's still receiving the sound, but your subconscious mind's filtering it out. These filters are based on habit and familiarity and what you desire and what you don't desire, or what might keep you alive. So we very often have a feeling and something arises with the sound. Or a feeling arises with no sound. It's this awareness that opens up our hearts and opens up our ability to hear more and see more and become aware of more. You're teaching your subconscious mind that you're in charge of what you want to hear, and you're in charge of your response in life. Not some go-between person or conscious, subconscious, that decides what to hand your way or not. You're bypassing the middleman, your subconscious mind. And when we open our awareness, we open our hearts. We open our ability to be more understanding and more compassionate. We have more empathy. and we just feel more joy and more acceptance. And by having this focus in the present moment, we're no longer pushed around and our desire not to be here. And we realize the present moment, there's no fear. There's nothing to be anxious about. Everything is fine in this moment. So imagine bringing this awareness to a part of your day later when perhaps everything isn't quite as calm and emotions arise or sounds happened, and we have the emotional trigger and the response to it, the reaction to it. We can imagine ourselves responding with understanding and compassion rather than how dare they make that noise? How dare they shout? How dare they use the drill next door? Instead, we accept it and we're more understanding. And we judge less. And in return, our personal karma allows us to be in joy in that moment rather than in angst. We feel free. So I'm going to watch the time for you, and I'm going to allow you to just listen for a minute or so, and then I'll ring the singing bowl, tap the singing bowl, and we'll bring this meditation to a close. So just listen and bring your breath into awareness for the next minute or so. And as we bring this feeling back with us, this feeling of we are the ones in control of our lives. We're in control of our emotions, and we're in control of what we do with our thoughts. We're in control of what we do with the sound, and our feelings and our emotions. Hello. Welcome back. You can see why that's one of my favourite meditations. I find it really hard to focus. If I literally count my breaths, I can do it 5 or 6 times. After getting to 10, 5 or 6 times, I spend the next 20, 40 minutes. Go on, just one more time. I can do it. I can get to 10. And I get to about 7 or 8 and that's it. I'm like, okay, I'll do it again. 1, 2. And after by the time I get to 5, I'm like, oh, damn it, again. And that's my, so often my meditation is basically that. It's doing it really well for 5, 6 minutes and then, you want to... Hi, Golden Tree. How are you doing? Nice of you to join us. Yeah, no, I wasn't smoking. That was an incense stick. I lit it up the other day. Hi, Laura and Samina. Yeah, I come live every single day at 2 o'clock. I'm trying to log in a little before 2 o'clock so we can start promptly on 2 o'clock. Sorry about that, Clint. Hopefully you might be able to watch the replay. As from Monday, I'm going to distinguish the difference between where the meditation is and where it isn't. And then I can put in the caption where the meditation... beautiful, peaceful. We're supposed to count our breaths. Not really. Didn't have to. There's no right and wrong. I was just saying about when I count my breaths in meditation, I so mess it up. That's why I like the listen. Because then I don't have to... Although all the teaching in meditation is like, well, if you get to 7 and you lose count, just start again and laugh about it. It's funny. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Don't be mad. Don't be annoyed by your mind. However, when I'm counting and I don't get to 10, I do sometimes get a little, I wish I got it right. I wish why can't I get to 10? So listening is really good because you can just come back and listen. Thank you for the thought. Thank you for the story. Thank you for the wonderful tangent, but I'm listening. And bring back in what you're hearing. You could do the same with observing your feelings or observing your thoughts, but listening is one of the... It's one of the easier ones, and it's one of the ones that expand your awareness in a quite profound way if you stick at it. If you can sit down for several hours and just listen, it really will have quite a difference. Hi, Viran. Thank you. And welcome to Sydney. Hope you have a good night's sleep. It's late in Sydney now, and it's about 10:30 or 10 o'clock or something. If you want to count your breaths, the easiest one and the one that helps most is breathe in, breathe out 1. Breathe in, breathe out 2. And if you do find yourself wandering off, the whole idea is to keep your mind busy doing something. Now then, busy doesn't necessarily mean thinking. And we have to distinguish the difference between thought and busy, focused, concentration. Then if I told you to look at the dot on the wall and just stare at it for 5 minutes, while you're staring at it and completely focused, you've got no fears, you've got no worries, you've got no guilt, no shame, no feelings of enlightenment, no feelings of blissful desires or anything like that. It all just fades down. You just have... That's not thinking. That's fine. Thought is, what am I going to do later for tea? I cannot believe I haven't posted that yet. Why are we in lockdown? We ought to get out and... that was a wonderful walk I went around the castle the other day. I really need to buy that album. That's thought. That's thinking. So when you do the thinking, just go, thought. But I'm just focused on the dot. I'm just counting. I'm just taking notice of my taste. I'm taking notice of my temperature of my body. You could spend 10 minutes doing that, half an hour, 3 hours. Just, what's the temperature of my body? And just become aware of the temperature of your body. Aware of your taste. Aware of what you're touching. Can your bum feel the seat? It really is about that, building that network between I'm away thinking and bringing it back to the present moment. Because you're at a family barbecue, and at that family barbecue you've got those people that trigger you, the family and all that are going to say something dumb, and they're going to say something to wind you up. The family member all know how to push each other's buttons and triggers. And it happens on, I watched the Jedi film the other day. What was the latest Jedi? The Skywalker one, whatever. The Rise of Skywalker or something. And I observed that the enemy always tries to take you down by triggering an emotional reaction. So they're there with their swords, like boom, boom, boom. That's my sound impression of a lightsaber. And they'll go, when you were young, you did something really bad, like didn't put the bins out. And they trigger their enemy and say, no, I didn't, Luke. Yes, you did. I can't remember her name. Ray. And they'll have that, and they're doing it to trigger their enemy, because when we're triggered, when we jump into that habitable response, that reaction, we lose all thought, we lose all control. You know, when you're really mad and you're shouting and screaming, you're not in control. You think you're controlling the outside world by telling what to do, but you're really not. You've lost control at that point. Just the same as you stub your toe on the bed. Are you in control the minute you stub your toe? No. You lose all sense of reality in that moment, and then it returns. So the whole idea of meditation is to prevent that from happening as quick as possible. So the family member says something. You didn't do this when you were 9. and you sense something coming up, a bad feeling. Oh, mad. Can't believe you said that. Can't believe you're still holding on to that. Can't believe you reminded me of that. So that's our feeling comes up of anger, or we're pissed off or something. The whole idea of meditation is go, okay, I'm about to burst my mind and I'm about to let you have it. Meditation then steps in and goes, okay, let's bring it back to reality. They're triggering me. I don't need to make things worse. I don't need to do the same thing as we've always have done. I can respond with, yeah, I did, you're right. Nothing is worse for an enemy than just looking up and going, do you know what? You're right. Do you want me to go and get you another drink? And they're like, yeah. You don't have to fight. You don't have to fight all the time, unless you're in a movie and you're saving the Milky Way from the dark forces. I love my sci-fi. Hi Hoda, hi Penny. So yeah, that's what meditation is about. It's not about staying calm on the cushion. Anybody can do that. Anybody can put on some nice flowing music. Anybody can put a little chair next to the river and feel calm then. That's not what it's about. We're using those moments to return to the present moment. And that's what it's all about in meditation. The gift in the meditation is I recognize when I'm in thought or in story. I'm bringing it back to this moment and I'm breathing. So when that person triggers you, you can go, do you know what? I'm going to take a breath. And in this moment, everything's okay. The enemy wants to put you back to where you were fighting. Don't let them put you back there. And when I say the enemy, I mean the person knocking on the doors now, on the drill next door, things like that. It's like what we hear and what we don't like. There's no end to the triggers in our lives. And do we still get triggered? Yes. But it's what we do with it. And I'm going to, just before I go to the comments, I'm going to leave you with, that reminds me of a wonderful poem that I'm going to leave you with. If I can find it quickly. Desktop, archives. I'm sure I must have it here. Chat amongst yourselves for a minute. My new camera with the cat in the background lying on the bed. Right. By the 14th century Persia, he was a poet and writer and scholar and teacher. And he says, let your intelligence begin to rule. Guy called Hafiz. I don't know. I think that's how you pronounce it. Wrong camera. Doesn't matter. Let your intelligence begin to rule. Whenever you sit with others using this sane idea, leave all your cocked guns in the field, far from us. One of those damn things might go off. And that's basically, that's what we're saying about. You know, the cocked guns are triggers. You know, leave them on the cushion. Leave them on the cushion. Leave them far from sight. So when someone tries to trigger you. And that's why I do these meditations every day. And this is why I don't do the meditations to communicate with higher powers and aliens and all different things and all that. My meditations tend to be around opening awareness, controlling our emotions, responding and not reacting. Because we're living in pressure cookers at the moment. You know, we're spending more time with family than we have done for how long? And it's not what we would overly choose. So that's why I do these every day, and this is why I'm helping. It helps me. It helps me not react to family. And hopefully in time it'll help you to not regret some of the things we say. I'm going to go back to the comments. Hi, Penny. Hello. I must give it a try somewhere. No reaction to triggers. Yes. And I'm going to breathe. We move from reactive to proactive. So instead of he made me mad, we go, I choose not to get mad. So we change our language as well. We don't give away our power. Hi, Laura. I hope you all have a beautiful day. So now we're coming to the end. Misty, I was worried about her, replying to, isn't he? Wow. I'm not sure what that was about. Right, I'm going to go, and I'm going to remind you of that poem one more time before we go. Let your intelligence begin to rule. Whenever you sit with others using this sane idea, leave all your cocked guns in a field, far from us. One of those damn things might go off. I'm going to copy it in the comments for the simple fact I think it's great. There you go. Thank you, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great Saturday evening and Saturday, and I will see you Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time. Take care. Bye.